Sam Bankman-Fried is accused of leaking writings and witness tampering. I'm Scott, and this is Improve the News, where we separate the facts from the narratives. The facts on this story are agreed upon by CNN, Reuters, The Hill, WJXT, the Associated Press, and The Guardian. Federal prosecutors are accusing former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, commonly referred to as SBF, of leaking the personal writings of his former girlfriend and business partner Carolyn Ellison to the New York Times in an act of witness tampering by portraying her in an unfavorable light. In a letter to U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan, the prosecutors say SBF gave the Times access to Ellison's private writings for Thursday's piece titled "Inside the Private Writings of Carolyn Ellison, Star Witness in the FTX Case." They add that the documents weren't part of the government's discovery material. Prosecutors also asked Judge Kaplan to prohibit trial participants from making statements that could influence the yet-to-be-selected jury that will rule on the fraud case in which SBF and other top executives are accused of defrauding FTX customers in a litany of financial crimes. Ellison's writings reveal her feelings of inadequacy while serving as CEO of Alameda Research, a crypto hedge fund and offshoot of FTX, and her breakup with Bankman-Fried. Earlier this year, Ellison agreed to testify against SBF as part of a deal to be granted a lighter sentence for her role in FTX. Prosecutors say Bankman-Fried tried to portray Ellison as a jilted lover, and that his actions are intended to intimidate witnesses. In February, prosecutors accused SBF of trying to influence a witness when he sent an encrypted message to a top FTX lawyer asking to connect. New court filings also reveal that Sam's brother, Gabe Bankman-Fried, who served as a top lobbyist for FTX, wrote a memo about SBF's plan to buy the sovereign island nation of Nauru to be safe from a potential global apocalypse. Nauru is famous for money laundering, and the memo mentioned its sensible regulation around human genetic enhancement. So those were our facts. Now our first narrative spin, starting with this one from the Daily Beast. Sam Bankman-Fried continues to show an untenable lack of judgment, including leaking the intimate and personal writings of Carolyn Ellison to discredit her as a witness. These moves inflict emotional damage, and while Ellison may have been involved in FTX's crimes, her misdeeds pale in comparison to SBF's crimes. And contrast that with this narrative spin from the New York Post. Birds of a feather flock together, and Carolyn Ellison seemed just as wrapped up in the FTX fraud scandal as SBF. The truth is that neither of these individuals is a victim, and both co-orchestrated one of the largest financial fraud scandals in history. Thanks for watching, and join me next time on Improve the News. This is pretty much what goes on around here in between stories. But before you go, consider liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing us with your friends. Thanks a lot.